Hello and welcome to Ama's Voice. I am your host, Christian Victory Chiamaka. You can also call me Chiamaka for short. Today, we are on the lifestyle corner, and I am with this beautiful lady, a friend, a sister, a career lady, and a mom to be. That will be in 3 years' time, yeah. So, permit me to introduce to you Miss Okolo Ada. Ada, welcome to Ama's Voice.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you on this show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you. Can say that again.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be looking at an interesting part of this woman's life. We'll be asking her a few questions, and we hope that you learn too, because I am a career lady, no apologies, and I am so many things more. So, Ada, we want to know, what do you do? What is your career?
Okay, basically, I'm a nurse first by profession. But aside being a nurse, I'm a lifestyle coach, and I'm also a freelance writer. And that aside, I also help organize events sometimes.
Okay, I think there's one part I've not heard, because I see you dress up on social media. So I haven't heard that fashion aspect. So I would want you to chip that in.
Basically, fashion is me. Fashion is I don't know how to put it, but it just happens to me. Like I don't put so much effort into it. I just wake up and then I think I just turn out to look amazing sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Okay, Miss Ada, we want to look at, what do you think a lady's life should be before marriage? What do you think a lady should be like? What are the things she should invest in first before thinking about saying, I do?
Okay, I think it's not just a one answer for everybody.
Okay.
Because humans are peculiar, and everybody have what they aim to achieve with time. But basically, I think before having to say I do, you have to first of all find yourself. You have to know who you are, what you want out of life, and many more. So I would encourage young girls out there, before you eventually want to settle down and get married, go to school first. Get a profession, a handbook, a skill that could pay your bills. Because the financial burden, leaving it alone for the guys, is I think is pathetic. Times are pretty high. I think your 10k extra, your 100k extra in the family would go a long way in making life a bit more comfortable for you as a lady in your husband's house. But he has to pay your bills, from your hair to your clothes to feeding the family to the house rents and everything. Uncle might eventually lose his mind. And I'm not sure you want to be with a husband that is in so much pressure, trying to be all that for you and more. So I think basically get a life before. I think some people feel that marriage is like a retirement plan. So I just can't wait to get married so someone else can take care of me. Definitely he'll take care of you, but then can you kindly add something to the table?
Both.
Really? You just have to add something to the table. So it's a simple advice before you eventually go there. Get a life.
Both. I told you this would be an interesting section with Miss Ada on Ama's Voice. She said something. Get a life. Get something. Be able to put something on the table. Your contribution matters. Your 10k, your 100k can go a long way to assist that uncle, like she said, that uncle, that gentleman, you know. So talking about having to drop something on the table, having to contribute, having to work on yourself, what can you actually say, or how can you describe the productive woman, or what can you say a productive woman should look like?
Okay, productivity is relative. For one person, productive is having an extra 10k. To another, productive is having to spend an extra hour learning that skill. To another, productive is getting a particular thing done. So, but in all, I figure a productive woman is that woman that goes out and gets her things done and gets results. It doesn't have to be, in as much as we want to say it should be positive,
okay,
to an extent. But then to some people who do negative things, productive to them is having to do that bad thing. But in as much as you don't want them to do all of that, be decent out there and make sure that you get results, positive, that would not just influence you, influence your family and the people around you, society at large.
Whoa, that's a nice answer to that question. So you heard her. Do something that will give positive results, not negative things. So productivity should be channeled to positivity. Yeah, doing the right things at the right time, at the right place. So I want to ask this, actually, like for you, a personal question to you. How do you get to combine your work? Because you just said you're a nurse, you're this, you're that, and I think it's tasking. So how do you get to combine your work and then your business and then your passion for fashion and other things you do? How do you get to marry them and still come out strong without breaking down?
It's quite difficult. It's a difficult place, but I think if you learn how to plan, starting from planning your day,
okay,
it will go a long way. So it depends on what I have for the day. If I know I have to be at the office and I have to do this and the other for a day, I portion my time. Okay, from this time to this time, I'll be at the office. I'll do my nursing thing, and then if I have to do a consultation for career or lifestyle, time, and then like it's time bound.
Okay.
So if one learns how to create time and balance, you'll be able to do 1,000 things.
So in other words, we're saying we should be able to allocate time to different areas of our lives and then work with that time, not actually whiling away the time doing things that are not meaningful. So we can actually channel this time to being productive, just like you said earlier. So you've heard her.
For instance, now I'm a nurse from basically Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Weekends I could do my lifestyle consulting, self learning. I learn a lot, and then I could also do my fashion gig. Probably after work on certain days, towards the weekend when I don't have to be doing my nursing stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So I think following this aspect, in looking at the situation of things now, like the outbreak of this pandemic, it is actually necessary, or will I say it is important for a woman to have more than one thing doing at this particular time, not just your career. You can mix up other things like your skills and then be productive with them.
Yeah. Aside doing more than one thing at a time, make sure that the more than one thing you do at a time pays your bills.
Yeah.
Because you can
That's a hard one.
To B to C to D, and then no money is coming out. So if you're going to have to do career, fashion, skills, and all that, make sure it gets to the point where it becomes marketable.
Whoa.
So if you're going to be this so well that you can sell it to somebody else and they can buy it and pay for it. So the essence of productivity is the end means of it, more income or more fame for some people or more responsibilities for the others. So if I'm going to be this and that and the other, I'll have to make sure that every part of these things I have to put my time and effort to has to bring in some money to my pocket. So aside having to talk, but don't be just a 9 to 5 worker, do other things. Make sure the other things, it is that you're learning, you're acquiring skills that eventually pay your bills, or you're exhibiting skills that are actually paying your bills at the moment. Yeah.
You heard that. Make sure you channel your time to things that are productive and not just productive. Let it pay your bills. You don't need to jump from one uncle to another uncle. I learned these days that uncle and uncle, they are different. But you don't need to jump to some uncles and then to pay your bills. I think at this time now, any girl that is up to 20 should start thinking of being productive. Offering something bringing something to the table for the family, even if you're not bringing it to the family, like, I want to, help them do this, do that in the house. To yourself, you should be productive, acquire skills that will help you in future. You might be in school, but then I know there are so many persons in school that actually pay some bills for themselves. Like my makeup artist, yes, my face is looking wow. She's a student, yes, but she's productive. I can call her a productive woman.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And then the age range, you don't have to start from 20.
Yeah, okay.
Because if I learned all I am today from 20, I don't think I'll be all this. So it starts from a teenager, having to harness your skills, and then those days are the days you put in time to read, time to listen to people, time to get mentored, time to, make mistakes, really. So when you get to your 20s, at least you have something you're entering your 20s with. And then this time you have a broader thing to exhibit, make some more mistakes, and then solidify the things you actually know. Don't wait till you are an adult to start preparing for adulthood. Remember you don't wait for the war front to prepare for the war. You have to prepare for the war before you get to the war front. So before you get to your 20s, from your 15, your 13, your 8 years old daughter, you have to look at what she can do and then encourage her to know if you can help her, teach her, or lead her to people that could teach her to be a better person, like people that will teach her to be better at what you think she knows how to do, or the skills and the talent.
So this is where the parents come in.
Yes.
And
so
we as young ladies should actually learn this to know that, okay, I'm getting married, I should be able to actually tutor my children, mentor them. I think the parents should be like a mentor to their children first, before they can then pick somebody they want to, they feel that inspires them. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah. So that is why we are advocating for young ladies to be smart. Open your eyes, study, read abroad, read wild, because eventually you'd have to raise a child. You don't want to be a mom that is socially inclined and then you're not intelligent. So you want to have children raised in the society that can blend in wherever they find themselves. So if you do not know these things, is it that your children learn from you or they learn from outside? And outside, they cannot control all they can learn there. But if you're able to teach them to an extent, at least they are well grounded from home first. And then outside they do the work, but then you know that your children, they have quite a foundation from the house before getting out there to the world.
Wow, it's such an interesting time, and I am so learning a lot from this young, elegant lady, Miss Okolo Ada. And it was so great having you on Ama's Voice, because I believe so many persons out there have learned a lot. Yes, they've learned how to balance their time, to balance their work, and I'm so sure one or two persons want to put it into practice. So I believe we'll be having more time with you on Ama's Voice, on a lifestyle corner, and even other corners. So it was so nice having you on the show, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Oh well.
Hello viewers, you've heard it all. Don't forget, it's Ama's Voice. Follow us on Facebook at Christian Amaka. You can also follow us on IG, Instagram on Amaka_Queenly and on Ama's Voice. Thank you for sticking with us on this show. Till when we see you next, I remain your host, Christian Chiamaka.